A very pleasant Saturday to you, and welcome into our latest edition of Marshall Football Today with Doc Holliday, presented by First State Bank. I'm Mark Martin. We thank you so much for joining us as we discuss Thundering Herd football here in 2019. It is Saturday number 3 in the month of September, but the Thundering Herd will be off this weekend, the first of 2 open dates in this 2019 season. Doc Holliday's crew will return to the field next Saturday at home against the Bearcats of Cincinnati. It will be the second straight meeting with a team from the Buckeye State. The first came last Saturday as Marshall and Ohio got together for the 60th time in what was the latest installment of the Battle for the Bell. We bring you the scenes from C.J. Harvey, accompanied by the voice of the Thundering Herd, Steve Cotton. A Visit with Doc is presented by First State Bank. Get the service you deserve. Welcome back to Marshall Football Today with Doc Holliday, presented by First State Bank with the 10th year head coach of the Thundering Herd, Doc Holliday. I'm Mark Martin. Coach, good to see you, partner.
Good to see you.
Always nice to see you after a win heading into an open date, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no question. You know, you get that win going into an open date.
Thanks for being with us on this September 21st edition of Marshall Football Today with Doc Holliday, presented by First State Bank. I'm Mark Martin. We are delighted to be with you on another big day of college football in the month of September. It's an open date for the Thundering Herd. Coach Holliday's team will get back at it next Saturday against the Bearcats of Cincinnati. You know, there isn't a coach who puts any more emphasis on special teams than does Doc Holliday. And one key to a successful kicking game is the long snapper. Marshall's had its share with another good one playing out his final season. It's time now for our Herd Spotlight, presented by Marshall University. In the game of football, life is a snap for senior Matt Beardall.
My cousin was the long snapper for the Florida Gators from 05 to 08 when they won 2 national championships. And I kind of was like, that's a pretty cool position. And so I've kind of just worked on it ever since through Little League and through middle school and high school. Varsity needed a snapper, and I was able to do it, so kind of loved it ever since.
In addition to his cousin, Matt's younger brother Andrew is a long snapper at South Florida, Marshall's bowl opponent last December. Beardall says it takes total focus to do the job well.
I think long snapping is probably 75% mental, because now I've snapped so many balls in my life, and even now it's the same snap I've done for the past 10 years. It's just mentally and working on my mind game and just being as best mentally prepared to go into a snap as possible.
Matt Sincata was a 4-year long snapper for us, and Tyson Gale prior to him is now strength coach at Boise. You know, Sincata's now in med school here, so he was a 4-year starter, and of course Beardall took over, and now he's going on his 4th year, being a 3rd-time all-conference snapper. But you know, you don't realize how important that guy is until you don't have one. And fortunately for us, about the last 8 years or since I've been here, we haven't had an issue with that, which is great.
Beardall's accolades are meaningful in a variety of ways.
It is a huge honor, but it's also great for the position. I think more conference are doing preseason snapper, postseason snapper, and it's awesome for the position because 10 years ago, there was not even an all-conference snapper or a preseason snapper on anyone's radar, which I think it's great for the position. It's good publicity.
He would love nothing more than to keep snapping for a very long time.
It is. It's a really rich snapping school, and that was part of the reason when I came up on a couple visits, Doc was like, we've had guys do really well and we're really successful here snapping-wise. The end goal would be to play in the NFL, but I got a plan B, would be go back home to work for my dad's business and just live back in Florida and work there.
Regardless of what the future brings, playing for Marshall has been special for Matt Beardall.
I've always noticed Marshall's rich history with football, and then the plane crashes always caught your eye when they were on TV. And I watched them growing up with Florida, and they were one of the only schools that really showed interest in me and took it and ran.
Or you could say Matt Beardall took it and snapped. When we come back, we will discuss what lies ahead on the final Saturday of September for Doc Holliday's Thundering Herd. You're watching the September 21st edition. Longtime high school football rivals Clay County and Herbert Hoover are set to meet up tonight along the Elk River in Falling Rock. These two schools have been among many showing love and support to Roane County High School, who lost senior player Alex Miller last week to a sudden illness. Both teams will be playing in the memory of Miller and Raider Nation here tonight in this Battle of the Elk. It's the Wendy's Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week, presented by Suddenlink, and it's coming your way next. We welcome you inside Joe Eddie Cali Field in Falling Rock, West Virginia, along the Elk River, where this evening we bring you our 4th edition of the Wendy's Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week, presented by Suddenlink, and it features a battle of the Elk as the Clay Panthers, 1-1 on the season, meet up with the 2-1 Huskies of Herbert Hoover. Hoover tied for 14th in the first set of West Virginia Class AA ratings released earlier this week. Greetings from Joe Eddie Cali Field here in Falling Rock, home of the Herbert Hoover Huskies, along with color analyst Jim Mahan, Tom Hunter on the sidelines, and our great F&R crew. I'm Mark Martin, delighted you could be with us. It has been a tough week for high school football with the passing of Roane County's Alex Miller, and an outpour of love has gone to the Roane County community and their proud Raider Nation. This Clay County football team was the opponent a week ago when we lost Alex Miller. It's been a tough week for many teams, many schools, certainly Roane County at the top, Jim, of our hearts, but also this Clay County team. They've had a tough week.
Yes, they have, and our hearts and prayers go out to all the communities out there, Mark.
Yeah, and definitely the Alex Miller family, his funeral will be tomorrow. But the type of player he was, according to Roane County head football coach Paul Burdett, is that he would want teams all across West Virginia and beyond get out there and play the game he so truly loved. That's what they will do here tonight. And when you talk about these teams, they've got talent, and this Clay County team, uncharacteristic, they want to. We welcome you into edition number 15 of First and 10 on this first Saturday in the month of December. I'm Mark Martin. Great to have you along on what is our final show in this 2019 football season. Today's show will focus on high school state championship play in the tri-state area. In addition, we will introduce you to a household name on the football scene of West Virginia who is closing in on 50 years as a coach. And we get you ready for conference championship play on the college football front, and there's plenty coming up today, both here on WCHS TV and our sister station Fox 11. Now at noon on WCHS will be the Big 12 Conference Championship as Baylor meets Oklahoma, a pair of teams both West Virginia met up with during the regular season. That will be followed by the American Athletic Conference title game as Cincinnati and Memphis get together for a second straight week. Cincinnati is a team Marshall collided with earlier in the season. Then tonight at 7:30, the Atlantic Coast Conference Championship will be decided as Virginia goes against the defending league and national champion Clemson Tigers. Fox 11, meanwhile, brings you the Big Ten Championship as the Buckeyes of Ohio State square off with the Badgers of Wisconsin. Coverage begins at 8 o'clock, and we'll have much more on the Buckeyes game later in the show. High school championships are being decided this weekend in Wheeling, West Virginia, Lexington, Kentucky, and Canton, Ohio. In West Virginia, the first of 3 title games at what is known as the Super Six was played out last night in Class AA with 2 historic programs getting together. Bluefield aimed for the 12th title in school history, while Bridgeport was chasing its 10th. It's been a tough year for the Bluefield football program. The loss of Tony Webster Jr., and that's Tony Sr. there, one of the assistants for Bluefield. So the players coming out wearing number 5 for the coin toss. Bluefield with the football here. J.J. Davis with a nice run, but a good tackle there by the Indians. The Indians going to work offensively now. Carson Winky will slam his way into the end zone, and the Indians are on the board at Wheeling Island Stadium. Here comes Bluefield on the attack. Only been known to throw it this season. Carson Deeb fires. Brandon Wiley with the catch, and they won't catch him. He takes it into the end zone, but back comes Bridgeport. Devin Vandergrift, the QB. Good tough run there. Leads to another Indians score. And they will get it into the hands of Winky. And Bridgeport getting the victory over Bluefield at Wheeling Island Stadium in the AA Championship by a final score of 21-14. Our Josh Lewis has more from the island.
Hey, Bridgeport may have been the higher-seeded team in this AA championship game, but the Indians, well, they felt like nobody across the state really believed in them, and that Bluefield was, in fact, the favorite. While the Indians played with a chip on their shoulder, they ran it down Bluefield's throat. A Bluefield team that ended their seasons each of the last 2 years.
If you're going to do that in 2019 when everyone else is working out,
it is what it is.
So that's a wrap for the 2019 football season when it comes to AA football in West Virginia. And that's also a wrap for Bridgeport at the AA level. Next year, the Indians are headed to AAA.
Josh Williams has 4 3-pointers, and driving and scoring is Jared West, who's had a big game. 16 points.
8 layups. The smallest man on the court able to get to the basket and finish. Shows his dedication in the weight room. What a worker.
Makes it a 2-point contest. Coach's son. Mindy. Hands to Tracy. Here is Williams again, and that one hits the front of the iron, but boy, Brahma goes up, gets it, and comes back down and goes back up and scores it. Brahma with 8.
Jared West dropping the shot clock down. Good job by Robert Morse denying Kinsey the ball. There he
Bouncing
is.
It to Kinsey. Kinsey up top and slamming it through. Cam Brooks Harris.
And Mark, that is coaching. Coach D'Antoni cleared out that side for Kinsey. The defense had to help. Therefore, the dunk happened.
Now Marshall up 6. Under a minute now to go in this showdown between the Colonials and the Herd. They have battled here, and John Williams rifling up the 3. He missed from the corner. It's going to be Baines' shot rattling around. Brahma taps it back up and in. Brahma was 7 in the second half, 11 for the game. And that makes it a 64-60 count. Working hard there.
It is now season number 3 at Marshall for Clarksburg, West Virginia native Jared West. The outstanding guard has been a steady force since stepping on campus. He is this week's Thundering Herd Profile, presented by Ford. Built Ford proud.